So my three keys to success for me has been number one is vision. You have to be able to have a vision of where you want to go. Now, you might not know all the journey details of how you're going to get there or what it's going to take, but you have to have your eyes on some type of target or aiming for something first. All three of these are just as important, but you have to have that first one in order to know where you're going, because it's just like swinging at the air if you don't have anything, to aim at. The second thing is work ethic. You got to be able to put in the work. You got to work hard. You got to sacrifice. You got to work 24-hour days. You got to work 7 days a week. You got to work on the weekends. You got to work on your kids' birthday parties. I mean, and I know this doesn't sound fair, or man, I want to do what I like to do. All those things are great. But in order to gain true success that I would call success, where you have freedom to be able to go when you want to go, do what you want to do, when you want to do it, all that takes hard work. And I mean, I'm not saying hard physical work. It might be hard mental work. You might be an engineer, you might be a writer or whatever that is, but you're going to have to put in a lot of work in order to get where you're trying to go. And the third thing for me is I have no emotions in my success. And I'll explain that. Success to me is something that I have to have. So there's no excuses. There's no, well, this happened or that came up. For me, I have to be successful. And so I cannot be emotional about the things that happen to me along the way. So in business, a lot of times it's a lot of things that's not going to go the way you want it to go. Something bad's going to happen. It just is what it is. I'm not cursing you. I'm not prophesying something negative. It's just going to happen. It's just life. You can't have no emotions about it. You got to keep stepping. It happened. You got to keep moving. Period. You can't, oh man, no, what? Nope, none of that. So I have zero emotions in my success. So those are my top three. And I can't say that's going to work for everybody, but for me, that's worked for years. And, lots of people, when they meet me, for instance, when I met Coach Carter, I told him just a little bit about myself. And he said, Big Rob, you've been winning. And I really never thought of it like that, but I have, because of those three things: vision, work ethic, and no emotions involved in the success. So if I could talk to the young Big Rob, it's kind of difficult for me to talk about, because for mental, what I've struggled with the most is violence. And I know I keep saying that, but most people have no clue what's going on in my mind a lot of times, and how I'm trying to calm myself down or whatever. And it's not that I'm angry. It's just when you've been violent like that, you start indulging in it, start having violent thoughts. I hate to even say this stuff on camera because people think you're crazy, and I'm not crazy. Nothing's wrong with me. I just grew up in this stuff. And but if I could talk to myself when I was younger, I would convince myself to take care of your mental. And I would have probably went and got a therapist, somebody who could really help me with my violence, because I would say for years, that's what was on my mind most of the time. Yes, I was young and successful and had a lot of businesses going and different things. But at the same time, I was struggling mentally with that a lot. And if I could have not wasted that energy on that, my life would be even better than it is right now. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got peace today. I live out in the country on purpose, intentionally, so I can have peace. I wake up in peace and I go to sleep in peace. I was raised in chaos, and that didn't work anymore. I had to get my peace. So I would say my mantra would be that I try to get across to everybody that I can personally is your mind either works for you or it works against you. You have to understand that you're in control of your mind. Your mind doesn't tell you what to do. You tell yourself what to do. And we've gotten to a place now where we just get thoughts and they happen and we believe that's what it is, and have emotions and feelings, and then you're in depression and anxiety. But you have control of that. And when you learn that you have control of that, you have to start rebooting your brain with the right things. And at first, the wrong thing's going to pop up because that's what's been in there all those years. But you have to start putting in the things in your mind that will help you in your future. Your mind either is working for you or against you. And I think if people really understood that and grab hold to that, their life would change drastically overnight, because we're in a day and time where we live in feelings. We live in our feelings. And so if you're living in bad feelings, oh, you're in depression, poor baby. I know how it is. That's good. But you know what? You can come out of that. You can come out of depression. You can come out of anxiety. You've just got to get your mind working for you. And another thing that I always tell people is you got to do what it takes, no matter what that is. You have to do it. You don't got to do it the way I did it. I came from nothing. Didn't nobody give me nothing. So I had to work for everything I have. But somebody, you might not have, you might have went to college. You may have parents who were supportive. You may have finances available to you. I didn't have those things. So I had to work physically for a long time to get where I was at. But the bottom line is I was going to get it. I was told my whole life, and I'm a 70s baby, so you guys got to remember this. So I'm older than some of you guys watching, but I was told that the white man's not going to let me build me a house. I was told the white man's not going to let me own a business. I was told the white man's not going to let me be a master plumber at 27. And so this is embarrassing, but this is true. When I built my first house, I'm looking for the white man to stop me. But what pissed me off is he never showed up. So I wasted all this time and energy looking for somebody who's getting ready to try to block me or stop me. I know it's coming. I know somebody's getting ready to do something, and it never happened. Then the next thing you know, I'm in business. No white man to stop me. Now, I am definitely not saying that racism doesn't go on and hasn't been going on and it's probably going to go on forever in America, because it is what it is. But you are the only one that can stop you, not the white man. That's not an excuse. And I feel like that's important, because in the Black community, they want to make us victims a lot of times to keep us pressed down. I'm not saying did nothing happen. Some stuff happened. But you are the one who changes your future. There's no excuses. So I tell everybody, you make what you want out of life. There's no excuses. One of the things that I think is so important for race relations is we just have to remember that we're just all people. Yeah, your culture's different from my culture. Your background's different from my background. You was raised in a country. I was raised in a city. You eat soul food. I might eat Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, whatever. But the thing is, what most people don't understand is we're not that much different. And I'm not saying that, our cultures aren't different. We don't cook different. We don't talk different. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all of us want love. At the end of the day, what you'll find out is most people know that, and they're trying to get love from all these different places. But we're so divided right now, and I believe the media is divided. I think the media divides us worse than anything else. I believe that the media has us thinking we're more divided than we really are. And so what I mean by that is, I'm not saying there's not a whole lot of division, because it's so bad now. I posted something on Facebook the other day, and I mean, it wasn't about race, but it was about marriage. And like 20 women just unfriended me. Now I'm used to that, because people don't like to be offended. And I wasn't saying anything offensive. What I was saying was to try to help communication in the relationship with a husband and wife. And so, I mean, we're at the point now where if you just get offended, you feel like somebody hates you. And that's not true. If somebody disagrees with you, you feel like they hate you. You're their enemy. I don't like you. I'm going to block you. You're this, you're that. And that's not the truth. And so like race relations, my wife is white. Her family came from Germany. And I mean, literally, they got like an 1800 picture where, like, I don't know, this is like the great grandma looked like she got a Ku Klux Klan hat on, except it was black. I'm serious. I'm talking about you could look like they came straight out of Hitler. I'm for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Nazi. But, because I was able to not look at that as negatively. Now, this is my wife's grandma raised her dad, of course. And so they were like they're racist. Let's just say it like that. That's the best way to say it. And I'm not throwing them on the bus. I'm not dogging them out. None of that. It just is what it is. And her grandma loved me. Her dad still loves me. And I was the game changer for them, to show them we're not that much different. You might do stuff totally different from me. But at the end of the day, We just really want love. We just want to communicate with other people, feel like somebody cares about us. And that's the bottom line. We all want that. But we're, the media and we're the day and age we live, we look at everybody's faults. Well, you said that, so you must be racist, or you're trying to say this, you're trying to say that. And most of the time, that's not the case at all. That's their opinion. That's how they feel. When I got introduced into the family, they came from a racist background. But I'm going to be honest with you, that didn't really bother me. That really didn't bother me. And I know that bothers a lot of people, but for me, that didn't bother me because I'm always going to be me. And either they accept me or they don't. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So this is Big Rob Savage. Make sure you check out 24/7 HH, and always, no matter what, always remember that you create your future. And you know when you create it? Today. Whatever you do today is your future for tomorrow. Always remember that.